housing, business, Leary, or industrial and special service area program. So it's quite a robust scope of work that our delegates do for us. And again, this is an illustrative map that shows you our the office locations. We also will be launching soon maps that have your program area boundaries. And so we'll very clearly show you where all of the delegates are providing service to the city. Next slide, please. Let me get back to this at the end of the presentation. Just want to let you know we'll be wrapping up today with some of the next steps after this meeting. So at this time, I'd like to welcome up Nora Curry from our team. She's going to talk about a bit about TIF activity and how that relates to our commercial Leary delegates.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Beth, can you? That's fine. To get started, as you heard, we are going to be using the TIF program to help fund our program this in the coming year. We've already started doing that with the Leary program, and of course, you've all seen in your accomplishment logs a place to mark when you're doing a TIF activity. So we're going to have more training on this in just a couple weeks, but I wanted to give you a quick overview of what we're seeing in the Leary program to help you get accustomed to using that reporting structure. And I want to start by saying that TIF is this is an accounting exercise. We want to make it very clear what you can count as TIF activity for this exercise is not everything that you do as a delegate agency. It's not everything that we value that you do as a delegate agency. It is simply what's permitted under the TIF law. The TIF, of course, stands for tax increment financing. It is a state law, and it is.
Good morning, everyone. How
Good
are
morning.
you doing today?
Great.
Good. I'm not Sue. This is Sue Tomatios, and I'm Rona Gianco, and we're with the Workforce Solutions Division. We're part of the Bureau of Economic Development. We're each going to talk about, essentially do half of the presentation each, so I'll be starting off. Today we're talking about TIFWorks. And we like to think that we're investing in Chicago businesses. Yeah, it is. Sorry about that. So essentially, TIFWorks is a grant program. We use TIF funds. And essentially what we're trying to do is stimulate business success by funding workforce training costs. The reason that we do this is threefold. One, we're trying to help businesses or the employers of the city improve their performance. Secondly, obviously these employers employ individuals, so we're hoping that the individuals that work at these businesses are gaining transferable skills. And also, overall, the city benefits by adding jobs, creating jobs, building stronger businesses in the hopes that those businesses will continue to support the local economy. Here are some facts about our program. TIFWorks was developed in 2003, so you can see we've helped over 400 businesses. We've trained over 13,000 people. 851 people have been placed into new jobs as a direct result of the grants that we've given out, and we've spent almost $15 million in money in TIFWorks funds. It's important to note that we have 78 TIF districts. I think there's probably about 150 TIFs right now, so we have just about half of the TIFs that are eligible for this program. 38 of those 78 were just added last quarter, so our program is essentially doubling. Next slide, please. The businesses that can qualify for TIFWorks either have to be located in one of those 78 TIFs or will soon be locating to those 78 TIFs. The training that they're proposing they must demonstrate that it's going to make them more competitive. The training that they're proposing must be job specific. We also ask that the training plan shows some measurable goals. That's really a very important one. Obviously, we're the city. We ask for lots of reports. We really try to make it not very arduous. We have a couple reports that we require every month. I think that they're relatively simple. I do want to talk about for a minute about these measurable goals. We tend to get a lot of applications where businesses are like, oh, my employees will feel really happy about themselves when attending this training. That doesn't really work for us. We're really looking for, my business wants to do sales training. We expect this training to help us attain a 5% increase in our customer base, which is going to generate an additional 3% of revenue. So we're really looking for something that can show us what improvement this is going to do for the business, and the reports that we ask for really speak to the achievement of that goal. Next slide, please. Essentially, any business in any industry can utilize TIFWork. So you can see here, manufacturing, financial services, healthcare. At the beginning of our program, a lot of our businesses that applied were manufacturing businesses. That's not so much the case today. We get a lot of social assistance, businesses that are social assistants. We do get a lot of retail trade and wholesale trade these days, so it's really kind of a mixed bag, but essentially businesses in any industry can apply. And the next slide will show the types of, the 5 areas in which we provide funding for. So you can see the bullet points. Developing and expanding product lines, new technology or equipment training. We do a lot of industry or occupational regulation type training, OSHA, forklift operator certification, things like that. Any training that assists in expanding into new markets, and obviously promoting growth and increasing profit. There's a lot of trainings that fit into there. So some of the smaller text is just examples of what we funded over the years, and there's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of different types of training that we have been asked to fund. So Sue's going to kind of dive in a little bit deeper.